Hello everybody, in this video I'm going to talk about my experience of the Martian movie. I visited a Mars base replica, the replica of the base in the Martian movie. This base is in the city of Copernicus, Torun, in Poland. This replica is called Mars-17 base. It is a very nicely made base. It is interactive and has some missions, or you can also call them games, and has some nice features. One of the games is a mission to clean the solar panels with a rover. This is hard to do since rovers aren't easy to control. This is the replica of the command center. This is where the food is stored, and this is the monitor of food levels and the foods. To grow foods you need water, so these are some of the sources you can get water from. You can get from directly liquid water underground, the polar ice caps, moons or large valleys, although the moons are a bit far away. The algae bioreactors are useful because they take two waste products, carbon dioxide and general waste, and they turn this into carbohydrates and oxygen. So with algae bioreactors you can both breathe and eat. But sometimes you want to eat real plants that we call food on Earth. So you could use soil, but as shown in this diagram, it is very hard to purify it. Since it is alkaline, it doesn't have enough nitrogen for plants, and it is alkaline. It contains perchlorates. So one of the things we can use is aeroponics or hydroponics, which is growing plants without soil. These are some of the examples of some vegetables which can be grown. These are some mini robot arms to learn how to use the rover. This is a representation of the Mars base, so that you don't need to run around it to see what's happening. But both all the electronics and the lights for foods and everything need electricity. And where do you grab electricity? Well, that's a problem, since Mars is far away from the sun, so it has access to little sunlight, and the little sunlight it has is sometimes entirely obscured by sandstorms which cover almost all the planet. There's wind, but unfortunately with 1% of the atmosphere of Earth, wind isn't a viable option. Geothermic power is not a viable option too, because Mars is cold, so you can't get heat from anywhere. So probably the first Mars bases are going to run on nuclear power, or nuclear fission. The problem is there's no nuclear elements on Mars, so you need to grab them from Earth, probably passing by a moon base. Sometimes something goes wrong outside and you need to go out, or maybe you just want to get a Mars walk, but you always need a spacesuit. Now the problem with the spacesuit is that it is hard to make, since not only does it need to hold pressure and good heat levels, but it also has to be made in such a way so that it doesn't take lots of dust into your space, since the dust is electrically statically charged and it's very dry, so it sticks to everything, and you don't want this because the dust is dust, so it's bad to breathe, and it also contains toxic perchlorates. But even if we solve that problem, there's the problem of gravity. Gravity on Mars is about 38% of Earth's gravity. In future, we might use artificial gravity, but for now that's not a viable option. So we probably will do as in the ISS, that the astronauts will exercise a lot. If you would like more comments like this, like and subscribe.